All right, welcome back to chemistry. We're still in Unit 9, we're on Lesson 7. This week we're going to talk about solubility, a lot of qualitative stuff. We're going to have a video and assignment today. On Friday, you're going to have an at-home lab. So there's a short video on how to do it, and then a short lab, and then a short discussion question. So look forward to that. Today, though, we're going to talk about these things. We're going to review solutes and solvents. Then we're going to talk about different factors that affect the rate at which a solid solute dissolves in a liquid solution, so solvation, right? And then we're going to talk a little bit about some other solution stuff, but those are the big ones. So, remember, a solute is what is dissolved, a solvent is the liquid that does the dissolving, and together they make a solution. Right, so if you have salt and water, the salt is the solute, the water is the solvent. Salt water is a solution. Right? A chemical that will dissolve in a solvent is said to be soluble in that solvent. So sugar is soluble in water. Rocks are not soluble in water. All right. Two liquids that are soluble in each other are called miscible. So you can dissolve wine into water. It's miscible. They'll mix. Sounds kind of like mixable, right? Water and oil are immiscible. They will not mix. A chemical that does not dissolve in a solvent is insoluble. So rocks are insoluble in water. They don't dissolve in water, right? Two liquids that do not mix are immiscible. All right, so vocab words: solute, solvent, soluble, solution, miscible, insoluble, immiscible. Just 10 words that sound exactly the same to keep memorized. How hard could it be? So, concentration. All right, remember that a concentration of a solution is a measure of how much solute is dissolved in that solvent. All right, molarity is the primary way we measure solution concentration. You've done a bunch of that. So, if you have 1 mole in 1 liter, it's 1 molar. All right, if you have 5 moles of solute in 1 liter of solvent, it's 5 molar. The molarity is 5. Right? Quantitatively, we use usually molarity to describe solution concentration, but qualitatively, we can say, well, this is strong or weak or dilute, those sort of things. Solvation is the process of dissolving solutes in solvents to make solutions. That's solvation, right? To determine whether a solvent will dissolve, right, you need to look at whether it's polar or nonpolar. All right, polar things dissolve other polar things, nonpolar things dissolve other nonpolar things as a general rule. All right. Now, relevant this week, because it's going to be in your lab, are factors that affect solvation. Primarily agitation and heat, although surface area makes a big deal as well. Surface area means like a granulated sugar will dissolve much faster than a sugar cube, which is true. You can dissolve a pile of salt with a hose really quickly. Dissolving a salt lick or a salt block with a hose is very difficult. The more surface area, the more broken down and granulated it is, the faster and easier it dissolves. Agitation is stirring and shaking. If you stir and shake something, it dissolves faster. Almost always. If you add sugar to hot coffee, it doesn't dissolve until you stir it. And heat. If things are hot, they dissolve fast, generally. So if you try and dissolve sugar into iced tea, it's very difficult, even if you stir. But if you dissolve sugar into hot tea, it goes very quickly. I mean, if you stir just a little bit, it's all dissolved. So shake it more, dissolve faster. Break it more, dissolve faster. Heat it more, dissolve faster. That's the short gist of it. And your lab on Friday will involve you testing these ideas. You're going to test the agitation and heat and their effects on how fast something will dissolve in a given amount of water. So keep this in mind when you have to answer those questions after your lab. When we talk about solubility, just 3 words. There's 3 types of solutions: unsaturated, saturated, and supersaturated. Unsaturated means you've put a little bit of solute in, but the solvent can hold more solute before it's full. So if you put a teaspoon of salt into a gallon of water, it's unsaturated. It can hold more salt if you want. Saturated means you've hit the max. So if you put a few cups or maybe a few pints of salt into a gallon of water, it'll be full. You add more salt and it just won't dissolve no matter what you do. You stir, but it just won't dissolve. Well, that's a saturated solution. It means you have as much solute in that solvent as you can get for that temperature. If it's hot, it'll take more. If it's cold, it'll take less. Which is where we get to this idea of a supersaturated solution. You use a hot liquid, you add the solvent to its saturation point, and then you cool it, and so it's technically oversaturated. All that stuff is still dissolved, but it shouldn't be because it's holding more than it's supposed to be able to for its temperature, which makes it very unstable. It's a ticking time bomb of a solution. And it will explode if you give it the smallest agitation. All right, you shake a little bit, and all the salt will just fall right out. It's very impressive if you can do it, but you need some nice glassware to do it usually, because you want no scratches on the inside. But I don't have a whole lot of nice glassware here at my home lab, just a lot of nice books. So I cannot do this demonstration for you, but you'll be doing some of these sort of things on Friday. So just some general qualitative ideas about solubility. Next week, we're going to have a little mini quiz over solubility and solvents and solutions and those sort of things. So your homework today you can find on OnCampus. It's a very simple homework. All right. The homework is over some qualitative ideas of solubility. You'll go to your assignments tab. It'll be in the present active section. For me, it's on future right now. You'll click on it, and you'll be able to see that it's about qualitative ideas about solubility. So if you do this, will it dissolve faster or slower kind of question. So it should only take you a couple minutes, and then you'll be done. So this week is a fun week. You got just a short assignment today, and then you have a fun lab to do on Friday. So that's it for now. I will see you on Friday.